Coming up next on the Valley United Way News, a look back at the fire that destroyed the Shelton Boys and Girls Club. An abused woman finds the help she desperately needs, and a Naugatuck couple gets the family they've always dreamed of. Stay tuned for these stories and more next.
This is Alec Baldwin, thanking you for giving to United Way. Because when you gave, you helped Deborah Kinney get emergency shelter. United Way.
Welcome to this edition of Valley United Way News. I'm Dale Allen Paul. 1 year after a devastating fire, the Shelton Derby Boys and Girls Club continues to serve Valley youth.
Last April 11th, the Boys and Girls Club facility was destroyed in a spectacular fire. Members recall their reaction.
I seen it burning, and at that point it was very disappointing, and I wondered where our new club was going to be and what was going to go on after that.
And everything, I just sat there watching it for the whole night. It was depressing.
The fire raged on for hours and required extensive manpower and equipment to extinguish. While the total destruction of the building was very apparent to onlookers, Executive Director Jack Rebus was hoping against hope.
It wasn't until the fire marshal told us that the building was beyond salvation that we realized that we could not go back into the facility.
Miraculously, the club was only closed for 1 day. The offices were relocated to Canal Street in Shelton, and new clubhouses were opened on Howe Avenue and at the Derby Veterans Center.
The people of this community have rallied behind us since the night of the fire. People that I've never met before have stopped by and donated games and money. The Nehaven Foundation and the Matthews Foundation called us and asked if they could help, and both of them have come through with substantial grants.
The Boys and Girls Club, open since 1956, serves approximately 170 kids daily. During the school year, members participate in ceramics, woodworking, arts and crafts, games and sports. They work with computers, and many take advantage of Homework Club. Though the new quarters have been a godsend, they are cramped and limited in other ways, but not for long. Recent plans indicate that, as always, the Shelton Derby Boys and Girls Club will continue to look out for area youth.
We owe it to the community to get back into a new building and a new facility as quickly as possible to provide the programs and services that our community needs. We're looking to build a new building, bigger and better than ever before.
Jewish Family Services is known for providing outreach and counseling programs to Valley families in crisis. But these days, they're not only helping existing families, they're creating new ones.
1 year ago, Gary and Marie Whiting thought their dreams of having a large family were over. After one daughter and a series of operations, Marie was unable to conceive again. Today, thanks to help from Jewish Family Services, the Whitings are proud parents of 2 children, 7-year-old Christina and 12-month-old Terrell.
When we decided to adopt, we looked at several adoption agencies, and what really brought us to Jewish Family Services was the fact that they were willing to work along with my schedule. At the time, I was working a second shift, and they were willing to meet me on my time, where other agencies, they didn't give me that personal touch.
People have told us that they like the personal contact right from the minute they call us on the telephone. People have told me afterwards that they like that we spend the time to answer their questions over the phone, where other agencies may have just sent information out to them.
Jewish Family Services administers a variety of adoption programs ranging from foreign adoptions to traditional ones. They are usually able to place children with their adoptive families within 1 year from the time they are contacted. In the Whitings case, the process was even quicker.
There's a myth about adopting that it takes a long time and you have to wait. There's a lot of children out there, and if you're not picky, you can get a nice.
Because we wasn't choosy. We just wanted a child, a son, because since we already had a daughter, but it didn't matter.
It didn't matter to us.
What kind of background he came from, as long as we just wanted him to call us mom and dad, to complete our family circle.
It was a terrific match. Terrell got a wonderful family. I don't know that he could have gotten a better family, and they think they have the most wonderful little boy in the world.
I'm just so thankful for Jewish Family Services helping our family. You know, I feel that it's just made our family complete and whole.
Next, let's take a look at some of the local faces in the news. John Gaddison of Ansonia was presented the prestigious Charles H. Flynn Humanitarian Award at the annual United Way dinner. Mr. Gaddison was recognized for a lifetime of service to the community. Amanda Balog of Shelton, member of the Youth Leadership Program, was selected to give the invocation at the National Volunteer Leaders Conference Awards dinner held in Indianapolis in March. Louis Savitsky, Mr. Valley United Way, as he's fondly known, has announced that he plans to retire after the 1992 campaign. Savitsky has been a staff member for 18 years and has been active in the United Way for over 50 years. After 3 years of planning, the Volunteer Action Center, a division of the Valley United Way, has opened under the direction of Pat Tarasovic of Oxford. The Volunteer Action Center matches volunteers with Valley nonprofit agencies. Don Felici, longtime United Way volunteer, has been named campaign chairman for 1992 through 1993. Felici, who lives in Trumbull, is the vice president of commercial lending at Derby Savings Bank. In our update report, Youth Leadership, now in its 3rd year of existence, boasts approximately 30 members. As in past years, the group kicked off their activities with a challenging weekend at Camp Jewel in Colebrook. Last year, the Youth Leadership Program, an initiative of the Valley United Way, allocated $4,000 to the following programs: the Sunday Solution at the YMCA, the Youth Forum at the Boys and Girls Club, the Job Bank at Shelton Youth Services, and the Be a Better Youth program. Domestic violence is the leading cause of injury to women in the United States. Many women stay in abusive relationships because they feel they have nowhere to turn. But the Umbrella program is trying to change that.
I was sleeping on the couch, and I don't know why, but what had set him off or why he came out and he started to strangle me. And then he put a pillow over my face because I started to scream, and he was choking me and had the pillow over my face, and he was punching me.
Like countless other women, Debbie Smith was a victim of domestic violence. After 6 years in an abusive marriage, she finally fled and sought help from Umbrella, a domestic violence program located in the Valley.
The Umbrella program works with victims of domestic violence. We offer support services and counseling to victims who have been traumatized by assaults and different kinds of abuse.
Some of the services that Umbrella offers are a women and children's shelter, a 24-hour hotline, court advocacy, one-on-one counseling, and group therapy.
I was so afraid. I don't think I could complete a full sentence. I was so afraid that he was going to come and get us.
When Debbie first came to us, she was very frightened and almost without hope. I really think she came here thinking, well, I'll go there. My mom got some information for me, but I don't really think there's anything anybody could do. And today, she is a support group leader. They're doing a self-help group, and Debbie initiated that whole thing. She got everybody together. She volunteers here. She does lots of speaking. It's amazing. It's like a flower opening up.
I thank God for this place. This place has done more for me in one short year than I've probably done for myself in my whole life.
Once again, the people of the Valley have demonstrated that spirit triumphs over adversity. When the results of last fall's Connecticut United Way campaigns were tabulated, most were down 5 to 10%. A major exception to this trend was the Valley United Way. It raised 99% of its goal, or almost $20,000 more than it had a year earlier, and 99% of the total money was allocated to local agencies. The 1992 goal is $1,011,000. Campaign chairman Donald Felici said the new goal is ambitious but reachable. And for all you weather watchers out there, our inimitable Mr. Weather, Bruce Avery.
Thanks, Dale. We certainly have had some unusual weather patterns nationally. Since February, United Way weather has generally been stormy and unsettled, with lingering clouds, especially in the Washington, D.C. area. You can see the intense storm system hovering in the middle Atlantic area, and local weather has been slightly affected by these patterns. However, we've got sunny skies ahead. The long-range United Way forecast calls for bright, stable conditions. Local weather watcher Jack Walsh reports all-around favorable weather, typical of the valley. Dale?
Now that's my kind of weather, Bruce. Thanks. Decatur has the results from the Corporate Cup competition. Decatur?
Thanks, Dale. Now, this annual event, co-sponsored by the Valley United Way and YMCA, is organized to promote health and fitness throughout the Valley. 19 teams battled for bragging rights in this year's Valley United Way Community Corporate Cup Challenge, co-sponsored by the Valley United Way and the YMCA. So employees from local businesses, corporate divisions, and civic departments competed in 6 events in pursuit of the coveted cup. First up was volleyball. Teams squared off in 2 divisions, power and recreational. United Illuminating team swept both with tough victories over Telemedia's power team and Pitney Bowes' rec team. Here's how both divisions finished. The Valley Bowl was the site of the next match. The lanes were dominated by UI, which struck again in tight 10-pin action. UI, Telemedia, and Great Country Bank were the top point winners in the healthy team competition. Now, members of 15 teams worked from March to May, improving their health through diet and exercise. In basketball, 3 divisions competed in a 2-day tournament. In the women's finals, UI toppled Market Data Retrieval. In the over-30s Masters division, UI again took top honors with a win over Telemedia. And in the Open division, Pitney Bowes prevailed, preventing another UI sweep. This is what the final hoop standings look like. In the 10-event swimming competition, Pitney Bowes swam to first place in 6 events, while Telemedia captured 2 firsts and 4 seconds, ensuring a second-place finish. Other strong swim teams were UI and the Birmingham group. After 2 rain delays, the track and field meet was finally run. Aside from the standard races and relays and such, some of the more unusual events included a tug-of-war and an occupational hazard obstacle course, and the executive toss, which included a few eggs that they were tossing. United Illuminating was the big winner this year, taking the Corporate Cup trophy home in a competition that was the best of both hard work and fun. Here are the point totals of the top 6 finalists.
Well, Decatur, it certainly has been a busy spring.
Sure has, Dale. And athletes should remember the annual United Way kickoff road race this fall.
Thanks.
Definitely.
Thanks, Decatur. That about wraps up this edition of the Valley United Way News. Stay tuned for commentary with Terry Allen.